Good evening to all of you. And thank you very much for staying with us up till this time. The third edition has surely been an innovative experience for all of us. And we are here to talk innovation and how far we've come with the SDG Innovation Challenge. My name is Kwame Adumaze Longden. I am the Chief Executive for Tech Farm Hub. This is going to be a Zoom connection with our other partners on what we are about to do. So please, if by chance you are available to connect with us on Zoom, we'll be updating you on the platform any moment from now, so you can connect with us on Zoom. In between it, I'll give a little breakdown as to outline of what the SDG Innovation Challenge is all about, and then thereafter, we'll take it to our fellow partners on Zoom. Basically, the SDG Innovation Challenge is a 50-hour virtual innovation marathon, which the key partners, Milton Foundation, Youth Advocates Ghana, Grassroots Hub, Tech Farm Hub, and most importantly, the African Youth SDG Summit put together. It's a virtual innovation challenge that we sought to stimulate ideas. So we describe it more as an ideathon, where we anticipated that young people, young entrepreneurs, young innovators will bring their best of ideas to solve the challenges that face our continent and look for best solutions that will also be marketable going forward. And so far, we've been able to go through a lot of experiences from October 26th up until today, when we are about to give some awards to some deserving teams. I do believe that at the moment, it will be best to connect with other parties because I'm not the only one involved. But once again, I'll remind you that if you can connect with us on Zoom, I would encourage you to do so. If you're on Facebook Live, stick and stay with us because that's the purpose of it. This is the SDG Innovation Challenge section. Another, as a way of just giving more updates as we're getting ready. A moment. One thing I've learned about technology all through this session is the fact that interconnectivity has been challenged, but yet still we've been able to find ways of leveraging. Before we continue, I would like us all to do something for the organizers of this particular summit. The third edition has been a hybrid, which has never happened before. So if you don't mind, I would like us to do something which I call We Shine. I would like us to shine for all the organizers of this very event. So let's go. We shine. We shine. I like to hear it hard. I like to hear it hard. We shine. We shine. Now, when I say we go, then we slap it together. We say forward. We shine. We shine. We shine. We go. No, I didn't hear that. Now we have to break the ice. So we go again. We shine. We shine. We shine. I'm not hearing the shine. No. I'm not hearing the shine. We shine. We shine. We shine. We shine. We go. I'm not hearing the forward, people. If you have any idea what it takes to put together an event like this, you understand that the organizers of this event, Youth Advocates Ghana and all the partners, have done a great job. So we're going to shine again. We shine. We shine. We shine. Now I want to hear the shine. I want to hear the shine. We go. No. Synchronization. Now, even amongst us here, we are complaining we can't go together. How about those trying to connect with us online? We're going to do it till we get it right. Right? Okay, so we go. We go. I want us to synchronize. We go. We go. We go. Forward. Oh, I got you. One more time. One more time. We go. We go. We go. We go. We go. We go. Forward. We go. We go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now we got another one there. I'm trying to get our colleagues from the other side to also connect with us. So if we have, basically what we are going to be doing is that I'm going to run you through the activities that we'll be doing today. The core of the activities that we're going to be having I'm doing the introduction of what is about to happen, as in welcome and the review of what we have done so far. Then the opening words will be given by Dr. Stephen Betterman. He's the Executive Director of Melton Foundation. Then we'll also have the vision and the goals of the SDG Innovation Challenge. That will be presented by Emmanuel Mafo, who is the co-founder for Grassroots Hub. And then I'll come back again to give the facts and figures. I told you there's a lot of things that have happened since. So I'll be giving the facts and figures of what has happened so far as a review of what has happened. Then we'll be having the finalists. I'm sure you know that some of the winning teams are already here. And those, for several other reasons, who could not make it possible because some have to do major travels and some are outside the country. That shows the continental nature of what we actually organized as the SDG Innovation Challenge. So some couldn't just physically be here, but most definitely we'll be giving highlights of who they are and what they have done so far. And then we'll be having the closing remarks. This whole challenge has been given the leverage on the wings of the African Youth SDG Summit. So if I can finally get my colleagues, Emmanuel Mafo and Lars Detzel, to connect. Okay, so if I can have Lars, if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Beautiful to have. Go ahead.
I'm just waiting for the host of the session to make me co-host so that I can actually share the slides that we have prepared. Not sure if you can hear me, but it's great to see everybody in this room, and it's exciting to be part of this activity and virtually participate in the third African Youth SDG Summit, currently underway in Accra, Ghana, and of course broadcast.
Good to have you. Good to see your face. At the moment, you're on screen, Lars.
So kindly the Zoom host, tech support. Now we go. Excellent. Great. Thank you so much. And with that said, Kobina, I think it's...
Like I said, I was saying initially, you are welcome to the SDG Innovation Challenge. This is the maiden SDG Innovation Challenge. This challenge is going to go continental. This is just the first, and we are looking forward that we're going to be introducing more of this in other African countries as well. And so if we to go back to the screen, that last screen, like I said, the main activities for this evening, as I'm doing already, is welcoming all of you, which I have done, and we have even shined for the organizers as well. And then we'll be all having an opening words from Dr. Stephen Betterman. He's the Executive Director for Melton Foundation. Then we'll be having the vision and goal of the SDG Innovation Challenge presented by Emmanuel Mafo, who is the co-founder for Grassroots Hub. And then at some part of it, I would come back and to give the facts and figures of the SDG Innovation Challenge. And then my colleague Lars Detzel would do much of the finalist awards and the project showcase. Then most importantly, we cannot wrap this up until we have Mr. Emmanuel Metepe, who is the Executive Director of Youth Advocates Ghana and the convener of the African Youth SDG Summit, giving us the closing remarks. So without much ado, I would now turn the discussion to Lars to coordinate it from the other side. So Lars.
Thank you so much. And as I said earlier, it's a joy to connect virtually to this African Youth SDG Summit. The Melton Foundation has been a supporter and a collaborator of the summit since day one, I would say, and it's certainly great to see this coming alive in a more virtual stage. I am personally based in Santiago, Chile. That is, virtuality makes it possible. And with no further ado, I would like to introduce our first speaker in this occasion, Stefan Bethmann, Executive Director of the Melton Foundation, to address the audience present in the room, and of course the audience joining us on Facebook Live and Twitter and wherever we're streaming, with the opening words. Stefan, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lars. Thank you to all the collaborators, organizers, volunteers, all the people that came together to organize this beautiful event. For us, from the Melton Foundation, we are really honored and privileged to be part of that endeavor. We are really, really happy to be supporting it in different capacities. We're now at the ceremony for kind of a marathon of innovation, ideas to find solution to the most pressing problems the world has, which are, I think, beautifully combined and expressed in the Sustainable Development Goals. The Sustainable Development Goals really give us a framework to understand and puts numbers and goals to the most pressing issues, may it be in poverty, may it be in health, in education, or in other very important aspects. So besides congratulating our partners, I want to definitely even more congratulate all the participants in this innovation challenge. We've hosted a couple of these, switching to the virtual live now in the virtual space, and I'm always so much impressed by the energy and the flow of collaboration that goes in these events. And that is exactly what we as a core and the Melton Foundation want to promote. We very much strive to promote the idea of global citizenship. And for us, that's really intersectoral, intercultural, international collaboration. So we truly believe that only by working together through all kinds of boundaries that we can achieve the greater good. So much of the work we do is about convening, about bringing different organizations and people together. And what you've accomplished during these last 50 hours is exactly the best example of what we hope to see in the world. That people that maybe haven't met before on a short notice come together and jointly work on solving problems, putting their differences aside, not thinking about status, not thinking about color, not thinking about religion, but we're really focusing on finding solution to these problems. And as that, I'm very happy and proud to see that there are so many participation and also a very high quality solution coming out of a very dense time. Of course, we know these solutions in the SDG realm need more time, more dedication, but it also needs innovation. And even though the time span is short, you showed and proved to us that you have innovative, novel, good ideas that can be incorporated. So we really hope that not only the finalists, but also all the other participants that have worked in the project continue working on these efforts, that they continue to be the change makers we need in today's world to be able to make this world a better place. I think COVID has given us the opportunity, and I hope we will build on that, to rethink how we do things, how we treat the planet, to stop to kind of also elaborate a little bit on how will the new normal look like. It has to be different. It has to be collaborative. It has to be focused on safeguarding the world, to work together. And that we will always strive to promote, not only with the Melton Foundation, but I'm sure all the partners here as well. I want to once again thank you for your participation and congratulate the organizers of the SDG Youth Summit for also coping with the difficulties, moving this really important and great summit into the virtual space. And I just want to wish you all the best and luck for the rest of the summit, and of course for this wonderful and beautiful graduation ceremony where you are the center of the attention now.
Thank you very much, Stefan, for this insightful, inspiring opening words. I think you really launched us into the space, and this session is particularly focused on the SDG Innovation Challenge. And my dear colleague, friend, and of course partner, co-organizer of the SDG Innovation Challenge, Emmanuel Marfo, from Grassroots Hub, will talk a little more about the concept, its emergence, and of course also what we look to accomplish going forward, because the SDGs is something that everybody needs to be part of in order to make them actually happen. And so without any further ado, Emmanuel, I would like to invite you to take the microphone and take the conversation forward.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Last. Thank you, organizing team. Thank you, participants who are ready for this SDG Innovation Challenge. A little of introduction, as our co-organizer said, the SDG Challenge, it's providing us an opportunity to collaboratively work in the form of getting young people ideate and then get them to take tangible actions to advance the SDGs. So we are looking forward that this challenge will help localize the SDG and then look at the purpose-driven interactions that can happen within the exchanges that will be happening between the young advocates and then the social entrepreneurs who will be working to advance the SDG and then increase the youth-led impact on SDG attainment. It's also an opportunity to serve as a vehicle to build and strengthen the community of practice among practitioners that are working in the space, to be able to advocate and mentor through the incubation in order to further scope and reach out as we look at impacting communities both at the local and global level through the challenge. The challenge is also to help develop practical solutions that face to meet some of the challenges facing communities, irrespective whether at the local level, at the national level, at the global level. So that's one of the key things we are looking forward to doing. And then to move it all, we also are looking forward to seeing a new approach to this challenge, which is going to adapt the design thinking methodology. So the challenge as going forward in future is that we're looking for the participants to converge around areas of common interest where they are interested in working in, and then we're going to put them in small teams for them to work together throughout the duration of the events, and then they can unpack the issues and understand needs that are supposed to be met at the various levels for them to develop some of the ideas that can address issues at the community level. So this first challenge, the participants had the tools and they went through this design process, and then that is the approach we are using for the challenge. I'll move on to the next slide. So this is a pilot experience, as Kwame said. The 2020 challenge, it's a maiden one amidst COVID-19, but we all can bear in mind that it has been successful, those who are participants. And then this challenge happened at the first time on a virtual space. And this one is also our first pilot, which 2020, we are hoping that as we build on the community of practice with our mentors, and then also continue to take the winners to the next stage, we can continue to advocate to support emerging SDG initiative and enterprises that will come. Our esteemed judges helped a lot, and they did well. Our partners from Unleash and UNDP and the co-organizing partners, Melton team as well, helped evaluate the solutions that came out from the teams. And then they based on that and identify the most viable and solutions that could address some of the challenges that they came out with. And so that they were grouped into three categories, which we're going to be continue support them and also give them guidance as part of the incubation process. Can you move to the next slide? So as part of building on the Pan-African SDG platform, which they are key partner, YAG and Peaceful Society envisioned by Agenda 2030, which is also a focus for the summit and then the partners. We can do this by working together towards the goal 2030, and with our key focus, which is our vision. We are looking forward to encompass 10,000 youth-led solutions and to springboard about 20% of them to take them to action, having this initiative working at the local level. Those who can also scale up to also do that in partnership with the other team members. So we want to make all those ideas available online for anyone who wants to seek inspiration or to develop this further. So we kind of have a portal information where you can have access to all this information. And then the other vision, what we want to do is to also secure an institutional support from flagship organizations at local and global level to increase value and accountability, impact, and sustainability of the SDG challenge. We are hoping that working with institutions that are going to join us from now to next year, we're going to work together to build this one alongside the summit to sustain this challenge and support initiatives of young people in Africa. Can you move to next? So on that note, before I say bye to the team for the next person, I think one of the things that we did mention, which most people have to mention about, is the support component of which the partners are working on to develop, to have the SDG fund, innovation fund. So it's a work in progress with Melting Foundation and then partners to see how in the coming years, as part of the vision, we can support innovations and ideas that are coming from young people through the SDG Innovation Fund. And we are hoping that in the next challenge, we can have some of these funds available to be able to support the winners and other startups that will be coming as part of the innovation challenge. So thank you, my team. Thank you, organizers. Thank you, everyone, participants. We are hoping that you're going to work with us and move this idea, this vision together as we all innovate and create a new Africa, Pan-African, where we all want to see. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. Certainly great words and launching us into the open. The SDG Innovation Challenge 2020 was the maiden event, and we aspire for a lot, which of course means, as Stefan also mentioned earlier, that collaboration is the key, not only to accomplish the goals of the SDG Innovation Challenge, but also, and what is really most important of all, is to attain the goals that have been set out by the Agenda 2030 and the Agenda 2050. But let's aim for 2030 because the clock is ticking, and we want to all see this world a better place rather sooner than later. And with no further ado from my side, I would like to invite now my dear colleague Kwame to take the microphone and talk more about what has actually happened, what we have seen as part of this maiden SDG SDG Innovation Challenge 2020, facts and figures, and maybe some fun stories along the way. Kwame, over to you, and I'll be moving the slide.
Ametepe as well, and then later on Francis Ametepe also coming to the team. It's been awesome working with all of you, and I must say that there's been a very interesting journey coming. We started this journey sometime on the 20th of October, 2020, when we opened the applications online and requested that interested innovators and entrepreneurs should show by just applying. Now, the application within 20th of October to 25th of October, we received about 150 applications. And so that really told us that there was a lot of zeal out there of young entrepreneurs and innovators who are looking for a way to prove the case that if they're given a chance to showcase what they've got, they really would bring themselves up to the speed. And out of that number, we had about 90 to 94 participants actually selected, because we had to immediately put in place a screening process. So out of the 250 initially registered, we're able to use a strategy to screen them to get between 90 to 94 of them. Then we adopted another approach to screen them again. So we asked that to build a team system. Now, most of the time, many people are used to the typical, yes, I took my innovation and then you went to pitch your own idea and you get yourself going. But this time round, the innovation within the SDG Innovation Challenge was to break out from your own cycle and connect with people across sectors, across the SDGs located. We selected SDG 3, goal number 3, that is good health and well-being. We selected goal number 4, which is quality education, and we selected goal number 9. And all of this was connected with innovation. And so we're looking for ways that you leave what you thought was your own idea and partner with other people so that you can now create a unique project or innovation that will serve the collective good. And that is exactly what we did. And in doing so, 94 participants who were selected, only 54 of them made an attempt to form a group. Now, out of that 54, only 11 were able to survive as a group, because we gave them parameters under which a group could be formed. And out of it all, only 11 actually formed a group, named themselves, and set out with an innovation. Then we set another parameter for them to cross. So it's a challenge. So we always raise the bar just a little higher just to see how many will actually cross the bar. And so on the next level, we had, we retasked them to bring their innovation to the table using audiovisual materials and a submission form. And the task was that all 11 groups were supposed to complete that within a stipulated time, because we're doing a 50-hour marathon. Out of that, 8 teams were able to come out of that number. And just to give recognition to the 8, because not all of them actually won, Get It Right was one of the teams, Health and Energy, Calculated Moves, Literacy for Life, Plastics for Education, Education for Innovation, Healthcare Systems. These are some of the groups that showed their face as the final group that were able to make it through to form the final batch that were actually now going to be given the chance to meet the judges. So based on the videos and the audio materials they sent along with the submission forms, we put them before a panel of judges, which I'm sure my colleague and partner Lars will be giving more details to. And then from there, we finally selected 3. And those details is what League after me will be talking about, a bit more as to who won and why they won. Going forward, we have had a number of experiences. Today, we are bringing all to table. Of them will be in-house. Others wouldn't be able to be here. But those who will be in-house will definitely be joining us upstairs, so that everybody will see them and what they have been able to make out of 50 hours of a marathon. Now, many times people ask, so what is the benefit? Because something has to stay you on to join an innovation challenge. Well, this is the package that goes. Award-winning packages include business modeling and registration. Many of us have heard a lot about innovations, and we've come to know that many people are running ideas in their heads, and they will keep being ideas in their heads without any support whatsoever as to how to convert it into reality. And so the idea of helping you to model your business model the innovation so that the team can make impact. And then we also want to help them to register so that they become statutorily recognized organizations or businesses. Then they can do major business and get major support from across sectors, as we are looking forward to. We also have recommendations to investment matchmaking opportunities. One thing that I know for sure soon to come out is Melton Foundation and Grassroots Hub in partnership with YAG, and are putting together something very unique. It's called the SDG Innovation Challenge. Expect it. It's coming out very soon. It's going to be launched very soon. The idea is to recommend as the platform to some of the winners, so that as a way they can also get the opportunity to get needed resource support and financial support going forward. So definitely, aside that, also we have a plan to bring in investors from other sectors who are going to be able to support them to be able to build their innovative ideas beyond just ideation. We are also looking at business incubation and pro bono mentorship. Now, Grassroots Hub, Tech Farm Hub, hubs that are involved in business development and innovation. We are involved in promoting the SDGs using certain techniques. And we are believing that it will become a key for many of the beneficiaries from this particular maiden event. We have a global mentorship team on standby right now to empower them to make sure that their ideas can move beyond just an idea into a reality. So if you are a winner today, or if you're watching us, or you are in-house, be rest assured that the team is ready to get you going and get your idea in full flight. We also have digital literacy tools. One of the things I must say, it's been a virtual marathon, and all the tools that we've used, most of it were digital. So, for example, I have not met Lars because he's in Chile. I have not met Kwame because he's still in Kumasi. But we've had a chance of doing a lot of work, and we translated that into the team formation, actual running of the entire challenge. So if you look into it, all participants were using Slack, which is another platform that they used in doing their communications for almost all official business. They used WhatsApp, some used Telegram, some used Google Meet. And then we also used a lot of Google Drive to be able to share folders along. Now, these are some of the tools that they use for the challenge, but there are major digital tools that can be used to support business development and penetrating various market options. And those are some of the things that we'll be putting together to support our beneficiaries from the maiden edition of the SDG Innovation Challenge. So not to take too much of your time, and I do believe that Lars is on standby to bring the other sections. I turn over to you, Lars.
Kwame already mentioned 8 teams managed to actually submit solution ideas. Out of these 8, 3 winners will be announced and will have the opportunity to present their work today. So a big shout out to the judges, and I'm happy to say that we are today joined by 2 of these judges on this call. Augusto Gutierrez, from co-founder of Grassroots Hub Ghana, and Silvia Cefacorseno, the representative of the UNDP. They will join us later in the conversation and also talk more about, you know, the judging process as the teams go by and as the different teams present their solution ideas. Also, big shout out once more to our dedicated mentors. Kwame already mentioned them. Mentors from across the globe, from the local ecosystem and the global ecosystem, who made themselves available already throughout the SDG Innovation Challenge to support participants as part of the process of developing their solution idea, and who are of course on standby to take the mentorship forward on a pro bono basis, to work closely with the winning teams and support them along the way to hopefully meet their goals. We will hear them very shortly, and aspirations to take the solution life, bring them to life. I think that's what I want to say. Also, big shout out to a number of valued collaborators and partners from the local, regional, global scale and scope, so to say. Of course, we could never. There's never room enough for everybody to be listed, but I certainly want to seize the opportunity to give a shout out to Unleash, who came on board as the SDG Innovation Challenge and part of mentors and supporting the opportunity and the innovation, and we look forward to collaborating going forward. InnoHub is one of the organization who participated in our grand opening session with a keynote speech, and of course also organizations like Civicus Youth, Global Change Makers, who through their networks and by cross-promoting the opportunity contributed to actually making this maiden SDG Innovation Challenge the success that we're seeing today. So with no further ado, I think using the opportunity of, SDG 17 is the goal partnership for the goals, and it has been said multiple times by my esteemed speaker colleagues that the SDG Innovation Challenge is more than just innovating a novel solution. It's about working together to actually find the solution that works for many of them, and also very much in the spirit of the Sustainable Development Goals and the Agenda 2030 of leaving no one behind. I am thrilled and happy to announce the winning teams going forward. We will do this as follows. Each team has representatives either here on Zoom or in the room who will take the stage for approximately 5 minutes to present the idea to this unique platform to, as I would say, Africa's leading youth platform on sustainable development, which is a great opportunity to get the idea and get the project, the proposal out in the way, and to build collaborations as of now, because no person is an island. Everything is better in collaboration. So we will be calling out, or I will be calling out the team representatives on who are joining us today. Then they will take the stage or the microphone, depending on where they're joining us from. And then we will be opening the microphone to our esteemed judges on the call to talk a little more about, or to give their appraisals and also their feedback from a perspective of the judging procedure. There are 3 teams with us on the call today, and as you will see, initially we started out with looking at the categories of SD3 SDGs, kind of winning categories for SDG 3, winning category SDG 4, winning category SDG 9. But you will very soon see that our, I would say, segmented logic that we started out with was very soon and happily disrupted by actually merging and connecting SDG areas as it should be, because all the SDGs work together and should work together for the benefit of this planet, of humanity. So a big kudos to all the teams who managed to pull the different areas together. And with no further ado, I would like to invite our first winning team, Calculated Moves, who will be represented shortly by team members Justice and Angela. Just a few snapshots on the team. So the team is composed of 5 members, 5 people, 3 female, 2 males, who came together from 3 different countries across the continent, Ghana, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. And once again, had the SDG Innovation Challenge not been a virtual experience, magic like that would have probably not happened in an in-person encounter. And of course, I will leave this slide for your own information, but I will really leave the invitation and also the due diligence and the opportunity to talk much more about the work that has happened and what Calculated Moves stands for to the team representatives. So Justice and Angela, if you kindly take a step forward, open your microphone, introduce yourself, and take it from there.
Okay, thank you. This is Justice speaking. I'm trying to start my camera, but it's saying you cannot start a video because the host has stopped it.
Let us see what we can do. Thank you, Justice. In the meantime, while we're doing the technical workaround, please feel free to introduce yourself, and we'll get your camera up and running shortly.
Okay, thank you. So this is Justice Mukaro from Zimbabwe. I'm the team representative for Calculated Moves. Calculated Moves, as already alluded, we are a team of 5 with 3 females and 2 males. And what makes our team unique is that we took a multidisciplinary approach to innovation, such that we combined science and business and social science, public health, and we came up with one consolidated solution, which is of the process of problem resolution. That's pretty much what Calculated Moves is about. And our project is a digital eye screening system which uses HD images, artificial intelligence, and machine learning to detect if one is fit to use heavy machinery at any given point. So I'm going to share my screen now and show you the presentation. I'll try and keep it short. Yet again, my screen sharing is disabled. Can you help me with it?
Yes, calling out for the Zoom session hosts to please enable the screen sharing session for Justice so we can see the presentations. Much appreciated. Thank you.
You're welcome. So just a bit as to how we came up with our solution. We were guided by the impulse videos shared by Milton Foundation and the other organizers, which taught us about design thinking, and that's pretty much how we implemented it. So the first stage was to empathize. You identify a community or of whatever size, and you check or you identify what troubles them. And by merely identifying that, you empathize, as in you feel their pain, you feel their challenge, and you make it your own. And from that, you can come up with an idea after defining the problem. So we went through empathy, we empathized, we defined our problem, we ideated as in creating the idea, and then prototype development prior to testing. Those were pretty much the stages that we took it in. So let me try and share one more time. Hopefully it's going to connect now. Yes. I hope you all can see my screen now.
Yes, wonderful.
So this is our logo, Calculated Moves. Our team members, this is Angela Ngulube from Zambia. This is Abigail Ofosu from Ghana. This is Kwame Assan Isaac, also from Ghana. This is Waraizonya Tsine from Zimbabwe. And this is the one speaking, Justice Mukaro, also from Zimbabwe. Our team trick challenge was in SDG 9, but I'm sure as we go through the presentation, you'll notice that it also dovetailed with SDG 3. So as Laz was mentioning earlier, these SDGs, they intertwine and they have to work together. So primarily what we were targeting was to improve occupational safety in industry through innovation. And the particular industry we targeted was mining and construction, and pretty much any other industry that uses heavy machinery. And below the second bullet is pretty much, in short, it describes how or what the system is. So it's a digital eye screening system through HD images, image processing algorithms, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. So stage 1 is to empathize. So I'll just summarize as to what the stage of empathy was. Day in and day out, globally, we lose lives in industry due to human error and human incompetence at some point. Countless cases are as a result of poor eyesight on the fateful days. These eyesight challenges emanate from high stress levels, exhaustion due to little or no rest, and alcohol abuse. Defining the problem, employees have managed to fabricate their medical screening results through bribes and corruption, and ultimately endangering the lives of others. This is because there is an absence of a smart screening process. The absence of a smart screening process has given unfit personnel access to heavy machinery, resulting in loss of life due to human error. Thirdly, due to the pandemic, breathalyzers, which were primarily used for alcohol detection, have been phased out of operation as they are a risk factor in regards to COVID-19 or COVID-19 disease spread. Yeah. Stage 3 was ideation. So the human eye reacts differently and appropriately to stimuli. This is through the iris and the pupil. So defining the first term is pupil dilation. It is when the eye expands to letting more light into the eye. For example, when you're in the dark, and the reverse of that is called constriction. It is when it diminishes in size entering the eye, so that we can see normally, regardless of our environment. So alcohol and other substances, including narcotics, they are known to delay the response time of the eye to light. And then body temperature and abnormal blood pressure are also vital signs of anomalies for whatever reason. Therefore, we created an artificial intelligence system that analyzes the pupil reaction to light over a stipulated period of time and compare it against temperature and blood pressure to give an ultimate result of whether a worker is fit enough to operate heavy machinery. Personnel with any eyesight challenge on a particular day will be screened out and are recommended for further testing and counseling. Now onto the prototyping or pretty much the functionality. So we are to take at least 3 HD images are to be captured after 10 to 20 seconds or any other stipulated period of time. Firstly, the first image is captured after exposure to natural light, like the broad daylight. So we expose you for a period of time, we take an image. Second image is captured after exposure to a relatively dark room. We put you in a dark room to trigger the pupil constriction, dilation, so that we let in more light given that you are in the darkness. And then the third image is captured after you're exposed to brighter light, so that your eye constricts to minimize the amount of light entering your eye. So all these images captured, they are then uploaded to in this case, we're using a Google Firestone database, but any other cloud database can work, where we will then analyze them through image processing algorithms, which will compare the degree of dilation and constriction in line with the stimulus and give a consolidated estimate of the eye's fitness on a particular day. And then to capture the temperature, since we are in a pandemic going forward, we are using an infrared, which is contactless. And then the subject, in order to project the subject, in this case is the worker, we expose them to stimulus which is similar to the one they meet in their actual workplace. For example, a night driver is exposed to a light that is similar to glare. The idea is that we have to replicate the actual ground as we are screening. And then to develop a prototype, we need a high-specs laptop. I'm coming from a computer science background, so I'll be the one developing, or part of the developers developing the software. A Raspberry Pi is pretty much of a microcomputer where to use the cameras to capture the images. Volunteers whom will be taking whose eyes are going to use, for instance, to capture the ones who are under the influence of alcohol so that we are able to detect them. And then a cloud database, as I mentioned earlier on. And then as to what's next for our project, we need proper prototype development and vigorous testing. We are open to partnerships with other organizations in scaling up and user acceptance testing. We are to scour or search for funds to cover the costs associated with development, implementation, and maintenance of the system, pretty much the system development lifecycle. We also need mentorship. For instance, as one of the engineers in the project, I'm still a student, so I need more experienced individuals to guide us through. And of course, investment for our business to grow. So in a nutshell, we strive to bring African solutions to global challenges through innovation. We seek to spread the universal gospel of love for innovation comes from empathy, and empathy starts in the heart, and also where the heart is where the love stays. We are calculated moves. I thank you.
I can see the applause in the room, and I certainly invite everybody to join in virtually or physically. Thank you so much, Justice, for this presentation. It's certainly great to see and to hear the work that has happened, that you have come together within your team. And I would like now to take the opportunity to invite the two representatives of our esteemed judging panel, Augusto Gutierrez and Silvia Seva-Koisemo, to contribute from their perspective, to share some observations or appreciations also on behalf of the judges. So please, ladies and gentlemen, feel free to unmute, to come on stage and share some of your observations on this platform.
Hello. Yes.
Hello, Sylvia. Yes, please. We can see you in the room.
Evening.
Great.
Can you hear
please
me?
Go right ahead. Yes, loud and clearly. Please go right ahead.
Hello. I had to step out of the main auditor now. Well, experience being on the panel of judges for this innovation challenge, and I've admitted in the past to some of the participants of the challenge that this is not a first timer for me. Having championed the Youth Innovation for Sustainable Development Challenge last year from UNDP, and where we awarded 16 innovators. This was like a refreshing experience to know that it's really at the very early stages of ideation that the SDG Innovation Challenge was looking at. And I went into the exercise with a lot of expectations, you know, wild expectations, probably I have to say, thinking that my young Africans are going to go wild with their thinking. But, well, to some extent, my expectations were not really met, because I expected probably much more wild intention to say. My understanding is, first of all, to know each other and to break that ice of reconnecting, and then also to surmount certain technological challenges before actually bringing their thoughts together and then fusing it together to present an innovation. So in that regard, I can understand why, you know, you have, but I felt that a lot of the innovators didn't want to risk it. They didn't want to go out there, you know, to risk everything they have, to kind of think out of what we are used to. So I realized we had a lot of innovation, looking at advocacy and the easy to picture kind of projects or innovations. But in all, I believe that those innovations, those teams and those groups that thought about how they can fuse their experiences, their different diverse experiences together, stood out. And so that's the manifestation of the results you are going to see, of people who came together, not knowing each other from anywhere, with diverse experiences, being able to comfortably work together and fuse their ideas together to birth some innovation that can be supported. So it's been an insight, and I want to thank you, Lars. Thank you to Kwame, and then to Emmanuel and the two Emmanuels for the opportunity to be on this panel. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sylvia, for the insightful words. It's great to hear, and it's I hope also, Justice, for you, kind of the seeking the inspiration and seeking the energy. And I would like to open or invite Augusto Gutierrez, co-founder of Grassroots Hub, to take the microphone and contribute also from your perspective, from his perspective, on the team calculated moves and some insights, if you would like to share from the judging panel.
Okay, thank you, Lars. My internet is kind of poor here, but if you cannot hear me, just let me know. Just like to highlight the challenge of bringing together a group of people that didn't know previously, and then starting and putting an idea together like this one. This is a technology-based idea that I think that can scale up and turn into an enterprise. I just would like to, we could be talking about this a lot, but I would really, I was thinking about how the employees would react to this innovation, and I think that it would be important to think the process, to bring them in the process, not just for them to be spotted, because it's very the people would be exposed a lot. But the idea is very interesting, and I didn't know that you could prove someone's stress or fatigue by the eyes, and the level of innovation was very high. That I think that was one of the points of the criteria that really helped us to choose you as a winning. And again, congratulations for the team for the nice work done, and let's see the others too.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Augusto. Luckily, your internet held up, so we could hear you loud and clearly. I would also, as you mentioned, the judging criteria, I just wanted to point out that there was actually quite a diversity of criteria that our panel of judges looked at. It was the degree of innovativeness, as Augusto already mentioned. The implementation potential was one thing also that was assessed. The transformative potential, and here Sylvia mentioned that it's one thing is to get the rubber on the road, to get the project to life, but also what happens after. What is the systemic impact also that a solution has? Thinking of that, we're not just building any business, we're here to move the SDGs forward, and that is transformative work. So that was one of the criteria. Also the collaboration potential. That is it an individual thing, or is it also the opportunity in the spirit of SDG 17 to build partnerships, to engage, to collaborate, to bring communities on board? And two, I would say, kind of process criteria. One was related to team diversity. We were looking at challenging the participants to form interdisciplinary teams to actually come to the novel solutions that we're looking for. And the second one is also the thought and effort that actually went into the work and into the development of the solution idea. And I think very clearly Justice made this point. It was close to an academic paper presentation. which shows certainly a lot of effort and research that has gone into this. So Justice, thank you so much for the presentation. Thank you so much for joining us on stage. And congratulations again on behalf of the organizers, on behalf of everybody involved. And please, everybody, even though it's silent applause, join me in a round of applause for Team Calculated Moves. Thank you so much. And with that said,
Thank you.
With that said, we are moving on to our second team, and I would like to ask the host to enable my screen sharing again, so that I can kindly introduce our second winning team. 3 teams managed to get through to the end and actually be here on stage. And while we're working on the technical handover, I would like to point out the chat in this Zoom room. There is a lot of conversation going on, a lot of detail and information and contact exchange. Take a closer look and use this as a continued opportunity to build the networks, to connect, and to bring more people on board, or the people on board that you would need. Well, the next team, as we're working on the technical handover so that I can share the screen, I will very briefly talk you through. Happy to announce the second winning team. The team is called Plastic for Education. Plastic for Education, and we should have two representatives of this team with us today, Adisa and Dawodu. Just a quick, snapshot of what this team is. 6 team members, 4 female, 2 male participants from Ghana and Nigeria. And the challenge, or the proposal, that the innovation that the team proposes is actually very simple, and that's the beauty of innovation, simple and powerful. I am not able to share my screen, but that is perfectly in order, because the stage is not mine, but it's really the stage of Team Plastic for Education. So if you're on this call, or whether you're on this call or in the at the Summit conference venue, please come on stage, unmute yourself, identify yourself, so that we can give you the screen sharing rights. And let's take it right from there. I see Adisa is already on mute. So right over to you. Just a quick invitation to the host of the Zoom session. Can you kindly make Adisa co-host so that she can share any presentation that you may want to share? Thank you so much. And Adisa, over to you.
Thank you very much. Hello, this is Adisa Muhammad from Plastic. 1 minute, I think I'm having issue with my...
We can hear you, but your camera went off shortly. Now you're back.
Okay, this is Adisa Muhammad, and then member of Plastic for Education. Yeah, our team is made up of 6 people, 6 innovators. That's Adisa Muhammad, that's me, and then I have Linda, Romeo, Victoria, Dahoud, and then Stella. Yes, so our project is all about picking waste plastic bottles, and then using them to build classrooms for kids in the rural areas. It's very simple. What we are trying to do is we are trying to have a clean environment, and at the same time, we are trying to use the waste to make it more innovative by building classrooms for the hard to reach rural areas. So that's what we do. Let me show you what we have so far. Just a moment. Okay. And I want to share the screen with you. So, screen. Okay. Yeah. I think I'm having... Please, a moment. I'm having difficulty.
No problems at all. Let us know if there's anything we can do to help. We have the host of the Zoom session is there to support.
Yeah, I think I need some help.
Okay.
Okay.
So please, if we can go onto the meta level of this of this conversation, and just do a quick troubleshooting. That's live, that's in color, that's the intersection of technology and reality in at its best. So please, Zoom host, if you can help with a quick troubleshooting for us, Adisa, that would be much appreciated. Adisa, the presentation you're looking to share, is that available online that I could share?
I've seen it.
Ah, here we go. Excellent. It's coming up.
A minute, please. Okay, I would like to. There's no voice over, so I would like to explain what's the video about. I hope you can all hear me.
Yes, loud and clearly.
Okay, so this is what we want to do. We've already started with what we are doing. We've packed some of the bottles, and then there are about 300 million tons of bottles, plastic bottles, in our seaside and then our environment. So what we do is we try to pick them up and then use them for projects, for building, for chairs. This one, the place we want to build, this is the school we want to start building. These are the students. It's a school in Nevota region called Akaglakope community. So this is what we want to do for the school. We want to do an affordable and eco-friendly classroom for them. So that's all about our project. Thank you.
Yes, please.
Team members a little chance to share their experiences, just a brief one. Whilst there is a video that they have put together they would like to share with us, I'll get that to the technical team.
Hello, colleagues. Please, our project, Plastics for Education, is a very unique project. And the reason why we put this project together is we want to take filth, that is plastic waste, out of our environment, out of our land, out of our water bodies to make our environment clean. Then in turn, using these plastic bottles to build classrooms, classroom structures for the education, to improve our education in the system, because we've seen that there are a lot of our schools under trees. And so what we thought of was to think wise, to use these plastic bottles to build those infrastructures for our children who are staying under trees, that they are prone to hazards. When there is rain, they will not go to school. When they are under trees, anything can happen to them. There can be a wind blowing, that anything can happen to them that is not good. Again, we were thinking about collecting different types of plastic waste, not only the bottles, rubbers, other plastic waste. Then we found markets for it to help those in the community. Whilst they are collecting the rubbers, we find markets for it. They sell, get an income, and use it to help their families, help our girls in school, help our school children, buy them the school materials so that they can stay in school, help the families to develop, and again, create a job opportunity for the community members. Because when they go around collecting these plastic rubbers, and we are able to connect them into companies that recycle rubbers, it will help them to get job or employment. You find employment for them, so they'll also get money to put in their pockets and to use it for other things. So this is the major thing that we talked about, and it's a very, very good thing to do. As we clean the environment, we find materials for the company that recycle, then we also help the education system by building for them. And also we thought of using these plastic rubbers to make tables and chairs. And I have a boy in my district, a Stephen North district, we're doing a craft work. They use these waste plastic bottles to make a very nice chair, and even the elderly could sit on it. So that's our innovation. Please, is the video ready? No. Like, we wanted to show you some videos we put together that in the Volta region, some of our team member is there, and they have started that.
Okay. So thank you very much. According to the United Nations, over 300 million metric tons of plastic waste will be produced in the year 2020. So as a result of this has increased indiscriminate waste disposal. It has blocked our drainages and also resulting to flooding. So, and also the level of illiteracy in our country has been on the high side. So it is important that we convert this plastic waste, as it were, into wealth creation and also create literacy in our country. So we are using this plastic waste to build classrooms whereby students won't have their lectures or their classes under trees as the usual traditional classrooms we see in our local communities. They are going to be having their classes in a covered or in an enclosed environment, where they will be protected from the harsh weather conditions. So this is our innovation, and this is what we have come together to build. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Linda Nsifo. I was part of the Plastic for Education team. And basically, my colleagues have said pretty much everything. But what I want to add is that we want to begin a revolution when it comes to the use of plastics. And we believe that our idea is novel in the sense that we are looking at using plastics to build classrooms and schools and offices. And we hope that the government would come on board, the private sector will come on board, because we also want to foster public-private partnerships and hope that it becomes not only something that will be known in Ghana, but also in Africa and the world at large. Thank you.
Okay, so that is our team for Plastic for Life. So last, if you are there, the team is done, and I'll turn it back to you to take over.
For in the room at the summit venue to take the stage and share your perspective. Really great. I would now like to invite our judge, Augusto Gutierrez, to comment briefly on the team Plastic for Education, share your thoughts, observation on behalf of the judging panel. Thank you, Augusto.
Thank you, Lars. I think this idea is very good because plastic is of infinite material and a cheap one. And also what calls my attention is about the collaboration potential of this idea, because I have seen here in Brazil people doing like games or challenges where people will go to collect plastic and they have some rewards, and then you really can get the community around the idea. So I really believe that this idea can go forward, and congratulations again for the team. Thank you, Lars.
Thank you so much, Augusto. And again, congratulations to Team Plastic for Education. I hope my screen sharing works. Here's finally the slide that I wanted to share earlier, but we've heard it all. Great presentation, powerful presentation, and we wish you best of luck for the way forward, and can only encourage you to also seize the opportunity on this platform as part of the summit to harness the support and harness the community also that you need for this to succeed and to thrive. And we have one more team to go, the third and final winning team of the SDG Innovation Challenge. And I'm very happy to introduce all of you esteemed participants in at the summit venue and watchers and listeners on social media to meet Team Literacy for Life. Team Literacy for Life, our third winning team, 5 participants, 3 females and 2 males from Ghana and Zimbabwe. And you may wonder, why are we paying so much attention to, also gender, etc. Well, not only is gender equality one of the SDGs, but also young people or youth is not seldomly misinterpreted or misunderstood as a male domain. Hence, we want to make this very clear and also very, very, very present that it's everybody, all hands on deck. That was the logo of the SDG Innovation Challenge, and that's how we go forward. And well, Team Literacy for Life, you have some information on the slide that you can look on while we get the tech handover working. And I see Sheila is already on microphone on the stage. So Sheila, with no further ado, I invite you to take the microphone and to take the stage. If you need any slides to be shared, please let us know so that the tech support can set you up accordingly.
Hi, good evening. My name is Sheila Osebwache, presenting Literacy for Life. My team members are Chris, Uriah, Nancy, and Richard. We formed this team to work towards contributing towards the achievement of SDG 4, that is ensuring inclusive education and equitable quality education, and promote lifelong learning opportunities. We identified a problem, which is that in Africa, the rate of illiteracy is very high, mostly among young children of school-going age. Levels of illiteracy are disproportionately high in Sub-Saharan Africa, affecting 1 in 4 young people, according to the 2017-2018 GEM report through UNESCO. How would you feel when you have 5 children in school and at the end of the day, only 1 could read? It is disheartening for parents, and this has become a headache for government, educational institutions, and parents. Some of the causes of the problem is teachers' approach to teaching and teaching methodology. We also have poor approach to learning by the students, lack of learning material, poor interpersonal relations between teachers and students. Enthusiasm of students during classes is very low. The resulting effect is that the poor academic outcomes, high school dropouts, high pregnancy, early marriages, and lack of educated human resource. Our solution is that Literacy for Life is offering a comprehensive solution that ensures inclusive and equitable quality education through the reinforcement of reading skills, numeracy skills, and digital literacy for lifelong learning. How do we go by this? So our approach is to use digital application, which we have a prototype to learn fundamental building to develop the skill team. We also have resources that enable teachers to have the accurate resources to train or to instruct adequately in the classroom, and also children and parents to have books to learn at home. And then we also engage training of trainers to ensure that in as much as we are offering the resources, we have trainers who community training and retraining of teachers teachers and to ensure that the cycle of the children to be literate is continuous or is not broken. Our budget, we are looking at getting investors, partners, donor agencies to partner with us through funding to ensure that this idea is brought to life and we are able to reach much more children. Our impact, we are looking to reach 100,000 beneficiaries in the first year through 100 communities. We are going to operate in 100 communities to ensure that we reach 100 children with our pilot project. And then we intend to train 10,000 trained teachers and also 10,000 trainers of trainers in various communities. We also are looking at reaching 2 million children or beneficiaries by 5 years in our operation, and this would result in having access to reading, quality reading material, access to high academic performance, and then the resulting effect would be high academic performance when they sit their exams, and also we would have reduced school dropout, will translate in reduction in teenage pregnancy and also early marriages, and then also would also reduce the high rate of SDGs among young people who fall victim of rape or abuse because they are out of school. And then also we would have increased literacy, digital literacy among the youth, as the youth will have access to digital tools to learn. We intend reaching these children through reading clinics, mobile libraries, and also using toolkits, interactive toolkits where we have games, flashcards, animated posters, and other fun-full activities and resources to ensure that there is continuous learning. The children are impacted, they are interested in learning, and we are achieving quality education for all in 2030. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sheila. I trust that you're speaking on behalf of the team, and I would like to use this opportunity, of course, as always, to invite our representative of the judging panel, Augusto Gutierrez, to share some perspectives and some observations also on the project Literacy for Life.
Thank you, Lars. Congratulations, Sheila, and all the team. The idea is very good. I would just like to recall something that I learned when I was in Ghana in 2016 about the oral tradition, because of course literacy is very important, but Africa is also the cradle of incredible rich oral culture. And we work with traditional stories in Ghana, and it was very very nice to see people recalling a figure that is almost forgot, that is Kwaku Anansi. And it was very nice to tell the stories and see how people came and recall their grandparents telling stories. And I just would like to bring this idea because it's very interesting, and not to forget the rich potential that African culture already has. Thank you, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Augusto. And again, also on behalf of the organizers of the SDG Innovation Challenge, and I think I speak of everybody in this room or watching this room, congratulations to Team Literacy for Life for the innovation, and we certainly wish you best of success going forward. Ambitious goals, but well, setting the bar high is part of the game, and is the name of the game, really, because in order to achieve the Agenda 2030, we have to have ambitious visions and bring everybody on board, leave no one behind, and that certainly is the way to go. So just would like to reiterate, as my dear colleague Kwame has mentioned earlier, that part of the winning package, in addition, of course, to the resources that we have already introduced throughout the challenge itself, the learning materials, the development materials, the introduction to the mentors, and also the building the network to the judges. All of the winning teams will of course receive a certificate, award of winning, so to say, the SDG Innovation Challenge 2020. We have a physical copy with Kobina in the room, so that is after the live streaming, we will dedicate that and celebrate that important moment, and there will also be a virtual certificate, and of course the support continues. We have two incredible partners on board, and a very valuable resource and network with our mentors and judges, who most of them will be around, will stay available, will stay on board for continued mentoring, support, building networks, making the connections, so that putting the pieces in place, that the winning teams can succeed and actually implement the ambitious projects and innovations that we have listened in. Big thank you again, all of you, to the winning teams, but of course all the participants of the SDG Innovation Challenge. We said this earlier, there can only be so many winners on a certain stage, but nonetheless we should consider all of us winners, because engaging and participating in the advancement of the SDG is the winning way, and we're all part of this in this room, connected here on Zoom and going forward. And again, a round of applause for everybody, and congratulations again to the teams. And with that said, we're coming to an end of this session of the award and finalist showcase, and I would like to take this opportunity to introduce one of our core members of the organizing team, one of the initiators behind this idea, Emmanuel Amatepe, to take the microphone to address us with the final words of this activity and launch us into the post SDG Innovation Challenge and the next steps. So Emmanuel, if you're around, please kindly take the microphone, whatever you need to do, presentation you want to share. The microphone is yours, the stage is yours.
The maiden edition. It is heartwarming to see that the conversation that we started behind the scene is emerging to become more stronger and stronger every day. And I would like to take the opportunity to thank the partners for the hard work that they have put into this challenge. In particular, I would like to recognize Lars from the Melting Foundation. So right after the first and second summit, we have been receiving some feedback from participants just like you. And one of them is the fact that we need to move the summit beyond the gatherings and begin to envisage how we can practicalize the SDGs in our everyday lives, and to begin to empower young people to come out with solutions to address the SDGs. So we have been consulting in terms of what exactly this means to us, and what is it that we need to do differently than just bringing people together as we are gathered here today. So we have been holding series of engagement, particularly with the Multi Foundation. We developed a relationship with them in the second summit, and we built on that, and the idea of the challenge was evolving. And today, I'm very much excited that we have come this far from that conversation. Someone will ask, why SDG Innovation Challenge? As you know, Africa has numerous challenges that is affecting us. Issues of healthcare, education, conflict, violence, gender issues, teenage pregnancy, and several other challenges that are affecting our lives. And again, Africa is blessed with many young people with great ideas. So the question is, how do we blend the two the problem and the opportunities that we have. And we felt that with the platform that we have created, being the African Youth SDG Summit, could be a game changer by not only convening people, but at the same time giving them that opportunity to practicalize the SDGs and to come out with innovations that will address the SDGs. So what we are witnessing today has been inspired by the journey that we have taken over the last 3 years. And I want to thank all of you for the great input and the constructive feedback that you have given to us, because that really contributed to pushing us to become more evolving and develop programs that is more engaging. And so for Melting Foundation, being our first partner to have come on board and stand with us in the journey, I want to recognize them for the support that they have brought to the team. Having said that, I would also like to recognize Grassroots Hub and my colleague Mafo, who has also been very instrumental. In fact, from the very beginning of the summit, we have had some conversation, and along the line, we couldn't persuade that vision of working together. But earlier this year, that we reverted to that conversation, and I'm happy that Grassroots Hub is also part of the team, and my colleague Mafo is helping to shape the agenda of the SDG Innovation Challenge. I also want to recognize my friend, a very good one for that matter, Kwame, from the Tech Farm Hub, sorry, for coming on board and for bringing such enthusiasm to the team. I think that it has been a great experience working with him and his team. And I want to recognize you for the amazing work and for all the ideas that you have brought to the fore so far. The last but not least is the Unleash. We all know Unleash. Unleash is a global hub, and they are supporting the SDG globally, and we are also privileged to be associated with them in this endeavor. I also would like to recognize our mentors and judges who have shaped the discussion and helping the applicants to really come up with solutions that are practical and that will help us to be able to achieve the SDGs. And I'm sure that going into the future, we'll be more than happy to continue to work with them and also to bring more people who have this mentorship expertise to come on board and support the young people with the ideas that they are bringing. I want to say, and I think it has been said already, that what we are witnessing today is just the beginning of what the future looks like. Because the idea for the Innovation Challenge is to be able to take it across Africa. And so we cannot do this alone. We need more organizations, we need more partners, we need people with the contacts, with the links, with the resources, and all the things that really make it big. And so I would like to extend a special invitation to everybody in the room who is connected or who is working on the SDGs. So of course, we need people at the country level, we need people at the grassroots level, we need people also working with small groups and all of that to be able to take the message beyond the room here to the places that they most need them. So I would like to invite all of you to come on board and to support in any way possible. Hopefully next year it will be bigger than what we are witnessing today. Because the idea is that we will be able to form country teams and then eventually to be able to compete at the regional or the Pan-African level. And so this is just the beginning. The future is exciting. So without much ado, I would like to also congratulate the winning teams for their hard work and for coming this very far. It is not easy. Listening to Kwame outline the processes that they use to really, and the criteria to select the winning team, I think it has been a long journey. And it takes that kind of fortitudeness and that kind of spirit to be able to come this far. So I want to congratulate all of them and to say that we are not going to leave them alone. We are going to work with them in the journey that they have just begun. We are going to provide the necessary support, the necessary network that we know, the necessary resources that are available to us to ensure that they will become formidable and the team will become more formidable and work together. What we know is that teams are formed, but within a short time, they break down. That is not what we want. SDG is about partnership, about working together.
So I would like to encourage them to stay together and to leverage on the various expertise that they all have. And at the end of the day, in 2030, we can look back and look at the successes and the journey that, or the path that we have crossed together. So for the winning teams, I congratulate you, and I say that Ayuko, as we say in Ghana, to all of you. On this note, I thank you all for your attention.
Okay, so last, if you are there, let's give another round of applause. I keep telling you, you must know what goes into organizing something of this nature to appreciate what the convener for the African Youth SDG Summit has just put together for us. If we still do have our colleague Lars on the line, Lars, we would like you to bring in the closing words. If you are here and you are a winner, that is to say that those who came in person, Plastic for Education, right after this experience, I'll be calling on Mr. Emmanuel Amatepe, who is the Executive Director of Youth Advocates Ghana, the conveners of the African Youth SDG Summit. And I would invite all the team members of Plastic for Education to kindly come forward and receive a certificate that is a mark to show that you have indeed participated in the maiden edition of the SDG Innovation Challenge. Any other related issues as in winning package definitely goes on between us going forward. This is just something to show to the public that indeed you are winners. Please, I'd like you to go towards the back. Oh, we have to give them a round of applause. It's 50 hours of non-stop. Kindly go there. 50 hours of non-stop interactivity. And if the technical, the tech people can help us with their video, I'm told that they've shared a video which they would like to show to all of us to give us a pictographic experience of what they are talking about, so that you can see it. So if the video is ready, that is our team. We remember we have our other part. They have a team member, Adiza Mohammed, online, who is also very much involved in what is happening. So Adiza, this win goes to all of you as a team. I would kindly request that. Okay, so we would kindly request that the Executive Director of Youth Advocates Ghana and the convener of the African Youth SDG Summit, Mr. Amatepe, together with, I know he has a colleague, so please, if you could be joined by Selassie. I've known him for, he's another powerhouse that's made this. Please, shine for these people, shine for them for me. Shine for them, shine for them, shine for them. We go! We go! Oh, I'm not hearing the forward. Shine for them, shine for them, shine for them, shine for them, shine for them. We go! I need to hear the forward. Shine, 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 shine. We go! We go! We go! Good one. We have to clap for them. You have no idea. Thank you very much, Mr. Metepe and Selassie. Thank you very much, Team Plastic for Education. Congratulations on your win as one of the winners for the maiden edition. Thank you very much once again to all my colleagues and partners, to Lars, to Kwame Mafo, to Mr. Emmanuel Metepe, and Francis Metepe. If you are around, we recognize your input as well. To all the teams from YAG, from Melton Foundation, from Grassroots Hub, and of course from Tech Farm Hub. My name is Kobina Dumaz Longden. Thank you very much for this session. God bless.